Nothing's right. Nothing's right. It's not turned on yet. Hold on, everybody. I just fucking woke up. I just woke up. Calm down. Little Sheba, calm down. I don't think I want to wear my headphones today. How about that? Haberdashery. I feel naked without my headphones. But maybe I don't want to wear my headphones. As long as my... Oh, I think that air is blowing right on the mic. That is probably not pleasant. Okay, that's probably a little better. Now I'm very loud. I'm so sorry. Good morning. I'm so sorry. Good morning. I'm sorry I'm late. I think I had a lot of weird dreams last night. Nothing earth-shattering, but just weird. Why am I so fucking loud? Seems like I'm really loud. I hope I'm not. Anyway, it does feel odd that I don't have my earphones on, but I think that's okay. Actually, maybe that'll make me speak more quietly. Sometimes I think I'm like I'm yelling at myself. Oh, love. I love that easily. I love morning. Morning's my favorite time. Before everybody gets up, kind of thing. I really like that. I really like that. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright, shiny faces. This is the way we start our new day. Sorry, I didn't hit that last note. My voice is a little... Almost need a hoodie. Ooh, I love it. I woke up today and it was quite warm here. A little warmer than it has been in the morning, which, is kind of typical. It gets to a point in summer. It only happens for... Well, actually, I will say that late summer here is warmer than early summer. So I feel like August, September, October in some ways can be really, really, really warm. And so they could be, yeah. Good morning, Oomph. How are you? I think that's nice. So I just really love mornings. I don't know. I mean, I like nighttime too, but I don't know. There's something about mornings that's really cool. I'm just saying. But yeah, I just had like, you know how you have like sometimes nights where it's like dream, and it's too much dreaming. That's kind of where I was at. That's kind of what I had going on. Anyway, oh yeah, and then after the show, I went and sat with Bobo for a while, and then we started watching. Well, because Love Island UK, we're all caught up with. So we watched, we started The Deadliest Catch. Hi, Lee, how are you? We started The Deadliest Catch, which I've never watched. I mean, I've seen some programs of it, but no, we're both really looking forward to it. It's very cozy. Well, it's not a cozy show, but if you're not on a boat in the middle of the Bering Sea, on a crab fishing boat, it's pretty cozy. It's similar to when I really fell in love with, what's that story about people that live in like Alaska? Cold as fuck or something. It's something else. It's called something else. Hey, Carla. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. The humidity was bad for the past week, and You have a lot of mowing to do. Oh boy, isn't there a small but able-bodied child anywhere that can do that for you? Who wishes to gain some employment? When I was a kid, oh God, when I was younger, we had one of those hand push mowers. You know, do you have one of the with the fucking blades that inevitably gave you a reason to have a tetanus shot? Good morning, good evening, good middle of the night, GP. Hello, my love. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, we used to have one of those push mowers with the blades and everything. It was fucking frightening, and it was next to impossible to mow with. Okay, can I say that? It was next to impossible. I think my father was torturing us. My dad used to have us do the craziest things. Like, they're so hard to sharpen. They're just, and of course, they're never sharp. Oh my God. I can remember it. God, I can remember my shoulders aching. It's a good workout. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. That's cool. That's cool. Oh yeah, I'll take mowing over shoveling, maybe. I don't know. It depends, I guess. I don't know. Hey Neil, good morning. Good morning. So yeah, I don't know. I just I woke up and late, and of course, and I just like I had so many dreams last night. I can't even remember what they are. God, I hate that. So anyway, that's all. And then let's see. Oh, I made this really cool picture. Hold on. Hold on, I'm going to show you this really cool picture. The tigers come out at night. Do they? Which tigers? Are they interesting tigers? Are they interesting? I don't know. All right, hold on. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I did last night after we got offline, after I at bedtime, after I had spent time with my beautiful daughter. I did this. Where is it? Here it is. I did this. This is how I spent my night. It's not very good. I'm not really a good Photoshopper. But I don't know. I mean, someone could probably do a better job with it. I bought a new lightweight push mower. It's been in the box for 6 months, GP. Anyway, I just kept thinking, wow, Antichrist elegy. Oh my God, that's the best joke. I couldn't help it last night because I was like, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Damien from The Omen. Because you know how Damien is sent to be kind of like the little Antichrist, like a small model of the Antichrist? I feel like, and not that, I don't give a shit about JD Vance, but I feel like he's like doing the bidding of like the devil. So I thought, oh my God, JD Vance is Damien Vance. Is really who we're talking about. And I wish that my Photoshop skills were better, but they're not. So you kind of get half-assed. The birthmark is just lowercase g. You got to look at it upside down. No, turn the kid upside down. It's 999. It's not. You got to flip that kid upside down. Exactly. It looks just, yeah, GGG. I don't know. I can't explain it. Yeah, so anyway, that's how I felt after this week. This week has been exhausting. Can I tell you that? This week is exhausting. Yeah. Yeah, oomph beat me to it. Not so quick on the keyboard this morning. That's okay. Joke faster. Antichrist elegy. That's really good. That actually needs to be the title of this picture. That's definitely it. Gates looks like Beavis and Butthead last night. That's the big news of the convention. The big news of the convention is Matt's Botox. I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the interesting in the Omen pulp paperback font. Yes, yes. I got to do this. I am going to make this happen. Again, if someone can do it in a less half-assed manner, that's great. But I'll do my half-assed version. I like that. I think that's great. In the Omen. I know. Well, I get what you... No, I actually can picture both of those. So I know what you're doing. And you know what? I actually think there's an Omen font. Maddie is 2 tigers and a life partner away from a Vegas show. Oh my God, Bobo found a good joke on Twitter last night. Wait a minute. It was, oh shit. She's asleep, so I can't find. I just remembered the nanny hanging herself on Damien. Yes, Damien, I did it for you. And then she jumps off the. Wow. Oh boy, what a birthday party. That's amazing. What a great birthday party you have. Yeah, that was. Well, I love that movie. I'm a huge fan. It is a great film. It is a great film. 1976, too. Gates' eyebrows never went down. Yeah, he totally had the Botox. I don't know. You know, here's the thing. Ginger Lucky, who's his wife, is really gross. And she actually crows via her social media about how she has basically body shamed Matt into losing weight. So apparently he's lost a lot of weight and he's dressing better. And now look at this. Right before the RNC, he gets a couple of shots of some rat poison in his face. And all of a sudden, Bob's your uncle. But he should know. Ginger should know. I think Ginger is actually trying to humiliate him. Because she posts things about, you know, look at what I've done. Look at the transformation of my man. You know what I mean? Like she literally says, I made him lose weight. So, there it is. There it is then. Matt Gaetz is being bullied. I don't care. I don't care if he's getting bullied. Anyway. Maybe Matt Gaetz is into humility. He might be. I mean, that's stranger things have happened, right? Like, more people are into that than one might think, I guess. I'm not into it, but somehow no, I'm just kidding. I'm not into it, but somehow it finds me. I'm just kidding. I don't feel humiliated by much of anything. I'm just asking the questions. You know, I'm just asking the questions. I just have questions. That's all. I don't know what money is. I'm just a baby. I know. Oh, I don't have my live sign on. Oh, well, I forgot. He looks like an allergic reaction to bees. He looks like he got in a fight with a beehive. He was trying to be a bee charmer. He does have a huge head. I mean, he can't help that. I mean, he could help it a little bit with his haircut choice, but I don't know if I would do another haircut on that head, frankly. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't really picture another haircut on that head. I feel like he would look worse if he had like lower hair, you know what I mean? Been wondering if Graft v. Host is what's got TFG so grumpy. What do you mean Graft v. Host? The rat is rejecting his ear. Oh, right, Graft v. Host. That's right. So, Oomph has a theory about the ear bandage. So, hear us out. The theory on the ear bandage is that actually he's growing a mouse on that ear. And the mouse is actually going to run for president. Or the rat. Sorry, not mouse, rat. So that's why we expect tonight during his speech to see the unveiling of the rat. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but stranger things have happened. I mean, last night we saw smooth-brained Matt Gaetz. So, shit happens. The rat's rejecting his ear. Yeah, so tonight. I'm waiting for tonight. Mm-hmm. I don't want Trump to show his rat. I don't want to see that rat. I don't blame you. I don't want to see that rat either. But here's the thing that we need to delight in. Can I give you a little solace? Can I provide some solace to you this morning? And then we all come together. Once the rat debuts, we all join together like the fucking Who's down in Whoville. Okay? We're going to stick him in the middle of this town square like a fucking Christmas tree. And we're going to grab hands. Or pussies. No, we're going to grab hands. And we're going to make it happen. Yeah, so I can't tell. I imagine. So here's the thing. Here's what I think happened. Here's my 2 cents. Here's my Hallmark Murder Mysteries version of it. My Hallmark Murder Mysteries version of this is that he oh no, now I forgot what I was going to say. Damn, it was probably funny. Is it a conjoined rat? Will it drag Trump around like an unsightly growth? It's a very interesting theory. I thought it was a very good theory. Gaetz looks like the venoming. He's Venmoing cash to teens in Whoville. There you go. That's it. See, Whoville works. But I really do feel like chat filter won't let me say mean things about the felon slob. Why not? Why not? Just say mean things. Just say mean things about anything. Rephrase mean things, or put them one word at a time. Maybe that's what it is. Put like Oomph does. Put 2 words at a time. Articulate those hurtful statements. Well, no good deed goes unpunished. And what is the other one? You reap what you sow. So I think these folks are just reaping what they've sown. So, wait, there was something I was thinking about. Okay, so let me debrief about last night. Just a little bit, not much. MSNBC reported his sleeping earlier. Now, it'll be surprise. Report early talk about other thing for rest of day. What? I don't know easily. I'm sorry. I'm misspelling names to try and get posts through. That's a good idea, Neil. Did it work? Sometimes people sit silently in chat, mass reporting comments. I know, but I just don't think that's happening. I don't feel like that. The people that don't like me, I'm not the primary person they don't like, I think. I don't know. And they, I just don't think the people that don't like me are spending too much time in my chat, other than to come in and say something weird and then, tell me I'm mean and then leave. Yeah, here they're not even showing up. Exactly. I don't even see. So usually when comments are removed from a chat, I and a moderator like Oomph or Gal can see the shadow of it's some kind of automatic detection system that's incredibly fucked up. I don't know why they're doing this to us. I guess maybe Elmo's going to buy this platform too. I don't know. Could happen. I mean, he is giving where's he getting $45 million a month? to give to Trump. Makes it impossible to respond to violent speech into the breach. Yeah, it does make it hard to respond. Interesting. By design? I wonder. I don't know, I wonder. But last night, here's a couple of observations, which we made during the time, so they're not shocking, but maybe for people who didn't watch last night and are watching this morning. I don't know. A girl can dream. The moments that I thought were really telling. Well, first of all, let me make a general statement, and I've made this before. Trump, not only is he traumatized and exhausted from probably almost being killed, because I think even he, as a psychopath or sociopath, whatever he is, has to feel the trauma of almost being murdered. And so I think that he is truly bone exhausted from the trauma and the shock. Number one. Number two, I would eat my hat if it doesn't come out that J.D. Vance was forced on Trump by Peter Thiel et al., the donor class, shall we say. I would be shocked if the people, whoever is handing Trump money that he needs to continue getting that money from, definitely put their finger on the scale and said, this is the man for you. Because I know, and I said it before, there's no way that Trump wants someone smarter and more articulate next to him. He doesn't. He doesn't. So this was not his choice. He would have chosen one of his kids. I truly believe that. Or Ben Carson. But probably not. So I think he is really fucking depressed. In addition to being traumatized, I think he is fucking depressed. Is Vance taller? Oh my God, that would get... I don't think so, because Trump is actually pretty tall, right? Like, isn't he like 6'2" or something, or 6 feet? I think. He's like pretty tall. Yeah, the ego. But I'm going to tell you right now, he knows he's not in control of this. Trump knows he's not in control of this. Yeah, then we saw the insoles. 5'11" plus lifts. That's not very good. Well, but that's okay. He already outshines Trump, so Trump's already done with him. But the problem is Trump's not running this particular part of the show. I don't think. I think people are making these decisions for him. Because he doesn't have a lot of money. So, and he knows he can't win. He knows what the numbers are. He's done enough to listen to the numbers being run, you know. Even if you're a flim-flam man, I think you still have morbid curiosity about what the numbers mean, you know. Good, Trump couldn't. Trump couldn't. I know you're coming with something. Timing of Orban-Putz meeting. Oh, what is the Orban, Lee? What is the Orban meeting? Hold on, I'll pull up some news. I'm so sorry. And then, and then Orban to Mar-a-Lago. Yep. I'm kind of surprised that one of them isn't here to do a speech for Trump. Do you think that'll happen tonight? Do you think he'll have like Milei or Bukele or, Bolsonaro or Orban? Do you think he'll have them address the convention? Can you imagine? I mean, I can easily. But yeah, so I can tell that this is a depressed man. This is a man who is resigned to a future out of his control of traumatized xenophobes, bigots, xenophobes and bigots. Send them home. That's what they chanted. Send them home. Oh, Farage, is he there? I know, I saw Manafort. He said something really cryptic. Like, I don't talk to anybody. Because he said, the reporter said, do you talk to the former president? Have you spoken with the former president? And he says, I don't talk to anybody. Did you see that? Did you hear that? Did I hear that right? Yes, Farage is in town. UK media caught up with him to ask what he's doing here. His friends needed him. He don't. Oh, so is Farage going to speak? If Orban addresses the RNC, then there's no more pretense the GOP is owned by Moscow. I think there's a few owners. Every single person at the convention had identical talking points. Absolutely, GP. This is not a party of ideas. This is a party of grievances. Of what about me? Let me pull up what might be. I don't know what's happening. Do 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 do. Wah 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 wah. Well, J.D. Vance spoke at the Faith and Freedom breakfast this morning at the RNC. Yes, he did. Live view of Pfizer. Let me see what else is going on. What else is going on? All right, Damien, you gotta take a minute over here. We're gonna leave you up there for later on, though. We're gonna leave you there for later on. Where's my little thing? Okay, mark. And then I'll go ahead and do that. And then I think that's all I need to do. Oh, I don't even need to move the fucking campfire. Sweet. All right. Well, I just pulled this up. The Alfred Cortel. Howie Roseman just finished his biggest and best. Okay. Don't want to spend $20,000 plus on a wedding? These Philly micro venues. Micro wedding venue. Wow. Oh, okay, here we go. Wait. Trump to speak at RNC, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. We understand. Former president is to speak tonight. Officials still don't have a motive for the shooter. They still don't have a motive for the shooter. Yeah. Joe Biden tested positive for COVID. And 2 Pennsylvania Republicans aren't attending the RNC for different... Well, we will definitely read that. Here's why a Pennsylvania Trump ally and Trump skeptic are absent. Scott Perry and Brian Fitzpatrick are absent from the RNC for official business. Is that a story then? How in the world is that a news story? What are you thinking? That's not a news story. Dumb. Hulk Hogan to speak tonight. My hair is so thick and long, and the way people always want to touch it, no extensions. Well, yeah. I mean, I have thin hair, so I don't begrudge anyone that, but I know it's too much. It's too much. Wait, making the ladies who know how extensions should look cry. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm telling you right now. Come on now. Come on now. He had Googled major depressive disorder. Too bad his counselor parents didn't recognize this. Yeah, the Hulkster's going to be there. I can't wait. I think that's going to be great. Yeah, really, that's a highlight. I mean, you know, Kevin Sorbo was busy filming an insurance ad or a Medicare ad or something. I remember Roseanne Barr telling Oprah that she had multiple personality disorder, all of them clearly abhorrent. It's so true. And that she used to turn tricks in her car many years. I do remember her speaking about being homeless and other things she had to do. Hope they reenact the Randy Savage chokeout comeback. I think that's a great idea. In fact, they should just have WWE. They should have like the WWE Raw set, you know, Monday Night Raw. This could be Thursday night. I don't know, something. Who else is going to talk? Who else? Look at me. I'm really sad. Oh, here's the other thing about last night. Okay, listen. Let me tell you. Junior. Is he down? Is he down? Barrage is in Milwaukee. Okay, hold on, everybody. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. Hold on to your love. Don't let go. I don't see like general shit. What's going on with this?
Of course, mentions of Hannibal Lecter.
Okay, hold on. Let me show you.
And let's
this.
also talk about how tonight will be a capstone to a convention that was allegedly going to be all about unity and bringing Americans together. Well, nothing says unity like disturbing floor placards calling for mass deportations on day one.
Well, now I have to have my headphones
really united.
on.
Nothing says unity like inviting the architect of family separation onto the stage to speak. Nothing says unity like leading the fight chants from the main stage. Nothing says unity like calling the free press fake news, telling them that they're worn out their welcome.
Ooh.
I don't know what you think, but that sure doesn't seem like a party that is trying to unify the country to me. But the thing is, Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans don't have a record of accomplishments to run on. So they use hate, extremism,
oh my God, that's
division
exciting.
at his rallies to fire up his base.
That's so exciting.
Or he just lies about the record that doesn't exist. The reality is Donald Trump completely failed America as president, and a second Trump term would be even worse. I'll let Senator Padilla and Congresswoman Beatty talk more about Trump's record and his plans in a moment, but I want to end my remarks with this. Over the course of the last 4 days, Republicans have offered their vision for the country. And now it's never been more clear that Americans will face a stark choice, a contrasting vision for this country. The Biden-Harris ticket, who's focused on uniting the country, creating opportunity for everyone and lowering costs, or the Trump-Vance one, with a harmful agenda of taking away Americans' rights, hurting the middle class, and making life more expensive, all while the ultra-wealthy and greedy corporations benefit. When voters head to the ballot box this November, I have no doubt they'll choose President Biden and Vice President Harris over former President Trump and J.D. Vance. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Senator Padilla.
I do like Padilla.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Good morning, everybody. I'm Senator Alex Padilla from the great state of California. I want to thank you all for joining us this morning. It is good to be here with you all in beautiful Milwaukee at the start of the final day of the Republican National Convention.
We'll listen to him,
today,
and then we'll
hear from the Republican presidential nominee, Donald Trump. So we thought it was important that this morning we begin by setting the record straight about him and his plans for the country. So for starters, let's not forget, Trump is a convicted felon, found guilty by a jury of his peers on 34 felony counts. That's right, the Republican Party is making history by choosing a convicted felon as their nominee for President of the United States. And convicted felon Trump has pledged to serve as a dictator on day one.
Okay, I do love you, Alex.
He's also a business fraud. He lost his...
I can't. Here's the reason I can't do this. I'm so sorry. The reason I can't do that is because I appreciate the fact, first of all, I admire that and that's why we should just give up now. That's right. Unity. And this is their unity message. I'm just kidding. That's why I can't. I appreciate, and I really appreciate actually that that the Democrats come out and speak and address and kind of like put forward and stand up. But I can't hear the same platitudes over again, right? I can't. We do that a lot because we have no other choice, right? So a lot of the time we spend talking about this stuff, we're processing how we're feeling about it and how powerless we feel in some ways. And so we strive to try and explain it, or we strive to try and create a solution, right? We're all like searching for a solution to this. What are we going to do about this? And I just keep coming back to the fact that we're going to do what we keep doing. And we're going to tell as many people, and we're going to synthesize our message down so that it's easy for people to understand. And we're going to keep going and voting. And if we don't end up with an administration that's going to help this country get better at what it does and who it does it for, like all the people, then we're going to fight. So I think it is good to acknowledge that a lot of the time we talk about like, what's the solution? What's the solution? What's the solution? The solution isn't necessary. The solution, we all know what the solution is. All right. I think what we want to hear is something that we haven't heard before, right? And there's not a lot of things that we haven't heard before. We've heard most of them, if not all. So I want to acknowledge that the times that we do that, when we come together and we're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I can appreciate that itself, that process of asking that question as us processing our feelings, frankly, and our emotions around what we're facing. You know what I mean? And I think it's good to stop and acknowledge that it's okay if you don't get a solution in the conversation that you're having with someone. What's really important, I think, is that you're able to express how you feel right now, and that you hear someone hold that space for you where it's like, yeah, I understand what you're talking about. And so, like that's how I feel about the spaces that we do all the time. Like since the beginning, those spaces have always been about, what's the messaging? What's the solution? Where are we at? Exchanging of information, which is also hugely important. But I think another unacknowledged, or maybe less acknowledged part of those spaces in particular is that that's a time when people can really just process what's happening for them, right? And the fact that they feel powerless. And maybe they can say it out loud somewhere and they get a reaction from someone that is comforting. You know what I mean? So I think, that's my hot take, so I apologize, but that's what I think. And I think that's a good thing, by the way. I think it's good for people to get it out. I don't want to sit there for months, right? Like I don't want to be I don't want to give that the power that it's going to necessarily solve the problem, because we all know that's not going to solve the problem. Talking about the problem doesn't solve the problem. But talking about the problem also gives you a really valuable outlet for what's in here. And that's okay. That's a good thing. So I guess it's just a slippery slope, right? I don't want to get too drawn into the what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like every week. At the same time, I also really want to give people a chance to say, I don't know what we're going to do. Or this is what I think we should do. You know what I mean? Like I think all of that is human processing. It's like emotional intelligence almost. Like telling your story over and over again to in kind of integrate it into your life. I know that sounds like silly, but it's like it's part of the grief thing. Like I used to work in children's grief support. I know about this stuff. I know about the power of storytelling, or the power of expressing your story or your view. So that's why I think spaces in particular, I think can be very good. I can get as frustrated as all of you, because I do, right? But I'm also kind of letting go a little bit of that anxiety around, oh my God, here we are again. And letting it just be, and within reason. I don't think we need to do like a complete downward spiral every week or whatever, whenever we get together. It doesn't need to be kind of like a sob fest or whatever, kind of gnashing of teeth. But it's okay to let a little space in for people who may not have that opportunity a lot too. That's the other thing. I remember when Spaces first started, and I joined Spaces with people I didn't know, like Haggard and stuff. That's how I met Haggard and Clearing the Fog, is joining their Spaces. And I think it made me feel like I had a voice. Like my voice was amplified in that space. And I think that that's a good thing, especially during this time. And I know it's not for everybody. I totally know that. I get totally frustrated. I'm like, why do we keep talking about this? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why are we talking about this again? But then I kind of like I stopped myself, when I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, there's times when people haven't talked about it and they don't have a place to talk about it. No, don't, no. I'm not responding to anything. I'm actually I was thinking about it. That's all. I'm not reacting, responding. No, please don't. Please never don't keep anything to yourselves. Yeah. But I think it's good to acknowledge. Sometimes we can get into a little bit of a, kind of a roundabout, Yeah, like a roundabout. Like I don't want to. Oh, okay. No, I know. No, I think I think it's good to call out, right? I think it's good to call out that sometimes I don't want to see us get drawn into a circle of, a maelstrom of despair either. So it's a balance, right? But I think it makes me, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing if people, especially people who haven't really had a chance to express outwardly and get that kind of in the moment affirmation, like, okay, you're not crazy, that kind of thing. That's all. And the Spaces was a convenient way to talk about that, because that tends to come up a lot in Spaces, about, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And yeah, I'm just acknowledging it. But yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I share. I have experience with the times we all get together, whether they be in Spaces or other kind of venues. Is kind of like the making sure we don't get too much drawn into the downward spiral of doom scrolling, right? Like it's almost like a doom scrolling kind of thing. But I wonder about I wonder about Lamentations too. So I don't know. It's just was on my mind. I think that's especially how I want people to just it's okay to lower your I guess his is what it is. It's okay to lower your expectations about the fact that you won't necessarily always walk away with the answer. And it's not I don't think I don't want to ever feel disappointed that wasn't that there was any kind of less value. So I think it's good. I just think it's good for people to have a voice. But at the same time, I also with spaces, I don't want to spend time repeating the same things over and over. You know what I mean? I think there's there's balance. I don't know. It's just on my mind. But I think it's I do get a little frustrated with what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, we're going to do what we do. And one of the things I really like about the spaces is just getting new information, if there is any, I feel like I learn a lot if I just hear it over and over again. I know you're not. Max, I hate how spaces, sound levels are all over the place. I know. And you're not listening to, if you do listen, Max, do you listen on headphones? I wonder. I don't know, I don't have as much sound modulation. I'm trying to think back to a space where I've listened. Yeah, I guess there is, I notice it more on my desktop than I do on my phone, the differences in sound levels. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. Spaces are spaces, right? Because that's where a lot of people are. So that's where we are right now. And when we're not there, we won't be there anymore. And we'll be somewhere else. It would be nice if Threads or one of those other platforms really figured out the town square kind of thing where you could have conversation. I think that would be, I don't know why they haven't really pushed that. You know what I mean? I would think that one of those platforms that wants to be the next Twitter would be really pushing the space kind of interaction type thing. I can't imagine it's really hard for a company to do. Is that hard do you think do you think Spaces is a super expensive program at Twitter? Do you think that? Do you think that might be true? I don't know. I'm going to change my camera. Hold on. Right. I feel like a little kid sitting at the bottom of her screen. Hi, everybody. I'm a little baby. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. There. As you can see me. That's me. Since my live sign isn't on anyway. Couldn't they make everyone the same volume? I don't know why they couldn't. Don't you think that would be an output thing? I don't like all we have a lot of technical problems with spaces. Maybe IP for easy implementation is locked up. Oh, good point. God damn. Good point. Probably. Anything that keeps people on a platform is desirable. Yes. Yes. But I would think these other platforms that are so hell-bent on replacing Twitter, which they should try, I would think that they would be rushing to do something similar to that. I did hear, wait a minute, what did I hear the other day? Oh my God. It was a platform that doesn't tend to have much interaction between people, but then they were going to introduce this feature where you could interact. Oh no, this is what it was. Oh shit. There is a thing now on YouTube for some account. I guess they're testing it. I don't have it on mine, but I don't think. But there are some accounts now on YouTube where you, as the viewer, as the subscriber to the channel, are going to be able to post things on the channel's page. Can you imagine? YouTube, yeah. Anything that, yeah. YouTube is going to do that. Free expression is thriving. Yeah, it is. Hence the filters. Yeah, I don't know what the filtering on the post is going to be. I don't know. I think that's a terrible idea. Personally, I don't necessarily want people posting on my channel. YouTube has a new stable volume section in the video settings. Really? That's brilliant. That's a great idea. Remember when they, well, you don't necessarily, but I remember when they introduced, I think so. I don't know. I thought it was like posts, like comments. It's not enabled on this video. Uh-oh. How do I do that? I don't even know how to do that. I wonder how you do that. I don't know, but I've been told. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, wait, here we go. I'm just looking at the headlines to see if we're missing anything really exciting. Exciting. I know that feeling. Philly still needs hundreds of teachers and support staff before school starts August 26th. I remember the hiring in summer. If I had open positions for teachers, that was so hard. That was so hard. Terrible. Let's see. J.D. Vance introduces himself as Donald Trump's running mate and makes a direct appeal to his native Rust Belt. Yes, Hulk Hogan is speaking tonight. Hi, Badger. Not needed for just you. Would be useful for panels, but I don't watch those. Yeah. I haven't seen many panel shows in a while. I'm just looking to see if there's anything exciting. Oh, I kind of want to read this. Hold on. Bleep. What does Bob Menendez guilty verdict mean for the NJ Senate race? After a jury convicted him on bribery and corruption charges Tuesday, the senator is facing renewed calls to resign. Didn't he resign? I thought he resigned. YouTube panels world is 90%. Oh, yeah, 100% max. The few that I have checked in on, I don't stay. They're so boring, and there's just stupid people. All the 50-year-old guys waiting with bated breath to hear wisdom of the Hulkster. Well, I'm just disappointed that Kevin Sorbo isn't going to be there, and I'm really disappointed that Scott Baio didn't show up. What's going on with that? Hey, Peace Love, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you know what I haven't done? Smoked any weed. Smoke weed every day. Okay. Let's read about Bobby Menendez. Scott Baio is as timely and relevant as the Hulkster. Yeah, maybe, but it's Scott fucking Baio. Come on now. My brother is next door neighbors with the Hulk's daughter. Oh, really? I enjoyed their little reality show. Remember when they had a reality show, the Hogan family? I'm sure you don't. You're as good as you can be. Peace, love, that's all I can ask. All I can ask of you is that you're as good as you can be. Hulk versus Gawker. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, a Hulkette. I liked their little reality show. I thought they were good. He's with Teal. Oh, interesting. Oh, God, that makes so much sense. That's right. He funded the lawsuit against Gawker. Wow. Interesting. Hmm. 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 This is really quite the takeover. This is a very, can we just stop for a moment? I think we saw, yeah, there was a big scandal. Didn't he have a scandal, like some kind of sex thing or something like that? I don't know. Um, this is the takeover of MAGA. You've witnessed, I think, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm wrong most of the time. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, you're witnessing the takeover, the takeover um, of MAGA, and by the basically what I would say is American oligarchs. American oligarchs. American oligarchs are taking control of their candidate, and JD Vance is the person to control the candidate. Because if you notice last night, Coke Jr. Oh, sex tape with racist vocalization. That's right. I do recall that. I do recall. Yes, it's Teal's GOP now. So I think this has been the takeover and the take back because even they know that Trump and his cronies ran shit into the ground last time. And the donors are not going to make that mistake again. They're going to they're going to do quality control. And the quality control is JD Vance. I liked Gawker. So I think Trump has been put in his place, basically. And, will just start becoming kind of like, because, oh, sorry, I didn't finish my thought. Because, sorry, last night, two things really struck me. One was that Donald Koch Jr. Waited on stage for the crowd to chant something in support of him, and they didn't. And in fact, he stayed until the music played him off. So that's bad. That's number one. Because he's the barn burner. He's supposed to be the barn burner. That was one thing. Then the other thing is that JD's speech was very well received by that crowd. Yeah, Daddy fell asleep. That speech by JD Vance made him seem much more popular with that crowd. And I don't think Donald likes that. I don't think he likes that at all. I know, that was weird. That was very cringy. It was just cringy. For Don Jr.'s daughter to come up and say, "Grandpa, I love you." Yeah, he's so boring. Oh my God, JD Vance is a paper towel. He is a walking paper towel. Boring AF. Can't even believe it. So I think that, what's his name? I'm going to make this bigger. I think that Trump is seeing the writing on the wall and he doesn't like it. I think he realizes. Yeah, he felt very overshadowed. They never even really panned to him during J.D. Vance's speech that much. or after, excuse me, when he was being, lauded by the crowd. I don't think they didn't once. I recall waiting for them to pan over to Trump during the applause, and I couldn't. Off brown paper towel. Yeah, he's one of those, like, remember when generics came out? Oh, Kai came off airheady. I mean, obviously she was probably nervous, but I don't know, just something seemed really off. Everybody sounded drunk. I don't know if I had the sound on the, like, slow or something. Everyone sounded like they were slurring their words. Even Kai. Yeah, he definitely doesn't like that he got more cheers. So I think that's really interesting, personally. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to just see what happens. I'm sure tonight, I predict that tonight will be much the same speech he gives every time he fucking stands up anywhere. So I don't really expect anything new or different. It'll probably be really hard to listen to. But we'll listen to it together. They really enjoy using children and sad stories and dead parents. They really like using all of those things. And worst place to be an addict. What is going on? Hold on just a minute. What's going on, everybody? Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? I just heard like a really big crash. But they are saying he had an epiphany. Wait, what? Really? MSN had them split across a screen and Orange Guy wasn't happy. Oh, okay. Thank you, Peace Love. But they are saying he had an epiphany, tore up his speech, etc. Really? Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah, he said that. Didn't he say that? Is everybody okay out there? Just want to make sure. I'm scared to go out there and look. I don't want to look. What if someone broke in my house? Gonna murder me. No one's gonna do that. No one's awake. No one's awake. You scared a skunk last night? Oh, damn, Badger. Did it spray? Smoke skunk. Speaking of smoking skunk, they're saying he had an epiphany. He had an epiphany. He had an epiphany. See? I want to see what's happening with Bobby Menendez. Okay, so what is today? Isn't today the 18th? This is an old story. Why is the Philadelphia Inquirer doing old stories? Technically, Menendez can continue to serve his term if the Senate does not vote to expel him. The 3-term resisted. Okay, so he did, though, say he's going to... Democrats in the Senate who control the chamber with a narrow majority will face pressure to vote to expel him. Congress requires a 2/3 majority or 67 votes to do so. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, I think we probably should expel him. I don't know. I'm just guessing. This is like there's not enough room. Let's try to see. Okay, let's see. Trump to speak. Democrats consider. Oversight panel subpoenas Secret Service director to testify on Trump. I think we've got some Congress shit next week. The Republican chairman of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee issued a subpoena Wednesday to the Secret Service director, compelling her to appear before the committee on Monday for what is scheduled to be the first congressional hearing into the attempted assassination. Wow, it's interesting. They sure didn't get into any immediate fucking... They didn't immediately launch public hearings on January 6th. Oh, I'm sorry, Badger. That's terrible. I don't miss that. Yeah, I wouldn't miss a dog seeking out skunks. So anyway, yeah, the first congressional hearing into the attempted assassination. And even before the first hearing, Republican calls for Director Kimberly Cheadle to resign intensified Wednesday, with top Republican leaders from both the House and the Senate saying she should step down. With some wood? Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Was the same clip where he grabbed the grandson's butt. What? I saw a clip of Donald trying to talk to one of his grandsons, and the kid straight up ignored him. I don't think there's any I don't think he's a nice grandpa. Come on now. They can try all that all they want. Maybe it was really awkward trying at hugging him. Police were in the same building he was on top of. Yeah, I'm hearing more and more. I mean, apparently I'm sure we'll hear ad nauseum about the roof, which is fine. It'd be nice to get the information out. And even before the first hearing, okay, blah, blah, blah. Rep. James Comer, little Jimmy Comer, said initially that the Secret Service committed to her attendance, but that Homeland Security officials appeared to intervene, and there has been no meaningful updates or information shared with the committee. Comer said the lack of transparency and failure to cooperate with the committee called into question Cheadle's ability to lead the Secret Service and necessitated the subpoena. Cheadle has said the agency understands the importance of a review ordered by Democratic President Joe Biden and would fully participate in it as well, with congressional committees looking into the shooting. Quote, the assassination attempt of the former president and current Republican nominee for president represents a total failure of the agency's core mission and demands congressional oversight, Comer wrote in a letter to Cheadle. The subpoena was just one of a series of developments that occurred Wednesday in the wake of the Saturday's assassination attempt. The fact that the shooter was able to get so close to the former president while he's supposed to be closely guarded has raised questions about what security plans the agency tasked with taking a bullet for its protectees put in place, and who is ultimately responsible for allowing the 20-year-old gunman to climb a roof where he had a clear line of sight to the former president. House Speaker Mike Little Johnson announced that he would be setting up a task force. To investigate security features that occurred during the that occurred during the assassination attempt. He also said he would be calling on Cheadle to resign from her post as director of the Secret Service, saying on Fox News Channel, without elaborating, I think she's shown what her priorities are. Really? That's a really fucking shitty thing to say. He said the task force would be made up of Republicans and Democrats, and its formation would speed up the investigative process. Oh, yes. I am so confident that Mike's Little Johnson will convene a committee that will really figure it all out. Huzzah. So awkward. Peace kid looking uncomfortable. I'm sure they all seem uncomfortable. I'm having trouble understanding how, with awareness of the kid's suspicious presence, the protectee was allowed to take the stage at all. Right? Right. I have so many questions. He listened to Alex Jones. I think he was probably just like a little boogaloo, kind of like, I hate everybody. You know what I mean? Mike's Little Johnson. Agreed. Super. Awkward. And the look on the kid's face was not the look of a happy kid. Yeah, it's so bizarre. This is all very understandably bizarre. Johnson has said he has not received satisfactory answers from Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Oh, shocker. We must have accountability for this. It was inexcusable, Johnson said. Obviously, there were security issues. You don't have to be a special ops expert to understand that, and we're going to get down to the bottom of it quickly. Senator Mitch McConnell, who's still alive, the Republican leader in the Senate, added his name to the list of lawmakers. I just did that for fun. To the list of lawmakers calling for Cheadle to step down, he said on the social media platform X that the near assassination was a grave attack on American democracy. What is with these assholes and idioms? I don't know. I don't know. This is cold. Now I'm cold. Okay. That's much better. Okay. This nation deserves answers and accountability. The House Homeland Security Committee also invited several state and local law enforcement officials from Pennsylvania to testify at a hearing in the coming days, with Rep. Mark Green, the committee's chairman, saying their accounts of events were critical to the investigation. A key issue in the unfolding aftermath of the shooting is how security responsibilities were divided between the Secret Service and local law enforcement at the rally, and what breakdowns occurred that eventually allowed the gunman onto the roof. The Department of Homeland Security, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what we're doing Monday, kids? We're watching some committee shit. We're going to get down to the bottom of this. Dang it. That's right. Bum, bum. Cheadle said during an interview Monday with ABC News that the shooting should never have happened, but also said she has no plans to resign. Carla. They never pay local cops who told them they didn't have the manpower to cover that building. Really? I just think we're going to learn so much of nonsense. It's either going to be it's probably going to be really stupid. Like it's literally just the stupidest, ham-handed. I know. I can't wait. Here we go again. The weaponization of the weaponization. The weaponizing of the weapons. When asked who bears the most responsibility for the shooting happening, she said, "What I would say is that the Secret Service is responsible for the protection of the former president. The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service," she said. Anthony Guglielmi, a spokesman for the U.S. Secret Service, on Wednesday said Director Cheadle is proud to work alongside the dedicated men and women of the U.S. Secret Service and has no intention to resign. One of my neighbors yells at cars that are going too fast, but they've already passed. Why I oughta? You damn kids. Let's see. Blur, blur. So far, she has the support of the administration. I have 100% confidence in the director of the United States Secret Service. I have 100% confidence in the United States Secret Service, Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas said Monday. But in addition to the congressional... Why do people say stuff like that? Don't say that. What the fuck? Does anybody know how to, fucking conduct themselves during a messy situation? Do none of these people know how to fucking conduct themselves during a fucking breakdown of the system? No. Okay. But in addition, Cheadle and the Secret Service are also facing an inquiry by the Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General. In a brief notice posted to the Inspector General's website Tuesday, the agency said the objective of the probe is to evaluate the United States Secret Service process for securing former President Trump's July 13th campaign event. The agency also said Wednesday it is launching a review of the agency's counter-sniper team's preparedness and operations. Our objective is to determine the extent to which the Secret Service counter-sniper team is prepared for and responds to threats at events attended by designated protectees, the Inspector General's office said. Biden on Sunday said he was ordering an independent review of the security at the rally. No one has yet been named to lead that inquiry. Since the shooting, Cheadle and Security Service have come under intense scrutiny over how a gunman could get in a position to fire at a former president. The shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, was able to get in within 135 meters of the stage where the Republican former president was speaking when he opened fire. That's despite a threat on Trump's life from Iran, leading to additional security for the former president in the days before the Saturday rally. A bloodied Trump was quickly escorted off the stage by he was carried off the stage. Trump said the upper part of his right ear was pierced in the shooting, One rally-goer was killed and 2 others critically wounded. Cheadle said her agency was working to understand how Saturday's shooting happened and make sure something like it never does again. Cheadle and FBI Director Christopher Wray participated in a telephone briefing Wednesday with senators. Republicans came away critical. Barrasso, a Republican from Wyoming, tweeted on X that it was 100% cover-your-ass briefing. Senator Rick Scott of Florida called for administration officials to hold a daily press conference to share updates with the public. And Senator Mike Rounds from South Dakota said they are so disjointed they don't have their own facts together yet. Yeah, his ear was pierced. He should just put, like, what do they call those? A gauge or something? Not a gauge. What are those? The cartilage things? What are the cartilage things called? Can't remember now. I can't remember. The Secret Service has roughly 7,800 staff members and is responsible for protecting presidents, vice presidents, their families, former presidents, their spouses, and their minor children under the age of 16, and a few other high-level cabinet officials such as the Homeland Security Secretary. There you go. Womp womp. Wompy womp. This is kind of interesting. Kensington Beach founder spoke at RNC. Did he have his facts right? Part-time Kensington resident. Ooh, ouch. In a brief but vivid speech in which he described Kensington as a dystopian wasteland, part-time neighborhood resident Michael Coyle told the Republican National Committee on Tuesday night that if elected, Donald Trump would be the one to end the urban nightmare. Coyle is the creator of controversial Kensington Beach Instagram that posts pictures and videos of people using drugs and struggling with addiction on the streets of the neighborhood. He has said he strives to depict how opioids ravage individuals along with an entire community. During his presentation, Coyle made statements about Kensington that were checked by the Inquirer for accuracy and truthfulness. In the last years, things have gotten much worse. Statistics show... I'm sorry, let me read some of the chat. Instead of popcorn, I'll get a sharing bag of M&Ms for Monday. Very interesting day, right? We're all in the real politicians of the U.S. Yes, Carla. This is the Real Housewives of the insurrection. And this is just, one of the main stories, but we've got lots of side stories too. Apparently not. Absurd claims like that make him look foolish. Ear was beers. Maybe he needs some jewelry. Who were the SWAT type guys with no ID patches? Which are at the event? I don't know. I don't remember seeing them, but I don't know. You mean the counter sniper team? Because they're Homeland Security. The number of shootings in the Kensington area we're talking about had doubled during the pandemic, have since dropped more than 70%, according to Philadelphia police statistics. Conversely, Coyle was right about accelerating troubles related to overdose deaths, which have been increasing in the 19134 zip code spanning Kensington and Port Richmond, according to Philadelphia Department of Public Health. This requires some explanation. Coyle was making the point that the conditions in Kensington were better during the Trump administration than President Joe Biden's. Data show, however, that there were 203 overdose deaths in Kensington during 2017, Trump's first year in office, according to the health department. That's the highest number on record through 2022. However, overdose deaths declined during the remaining 3 years of Trump's presidency, while they've been on the rise during Biden's time in office. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are the ones who opened our southern border and allowed Chinese fentanyl to pour in unconditionally. The statement qualifies as misinformation, said UCLA anthropologist Jason DeLeon, an expert on the southern border and drug smuggling. Fentanyl is not being brought in by migrants, he said in an interview Wednesday. These are brought in by Americans or by smugglers using trucks. Cargo as valuable as fentanyl is not entrusted to undocumented migrants on an already risky crossing into the United States, DeLeon said. Coyle's statement about the Biden administration opening the border is also incorrect. Biden actually promised a kinder, gentler hand when it comes to migrants, but that's not happened. Trump and Biden's policies at the border are largely the same. It's not open. But the Biden administration uses language to make it sound like they're helping when they aren't. Very little has changed since Bill Clinton was president. This is the stuff you need to hear. That this is a problem that needs to be solved, and no one has solved it. people trying to come here have been dying every day in the Arizona desert. And De Leon added, Biden has recently pledged to be tougher at the border to increase his chances of re-election. Now drug users are abusing something called tranq, which literally rots the flesh. As gruesome as it sounds, Coyle's statement is basically true. Tranq, or zombie drug, is a street name for xylazine, a veterinary tranquilizer, according to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, used in combination with fentanyl or by itself. Xylazine causes ulcerations on the body that erupt with a scaly, dead tissue, according to the National Institutes of Health. Doctors do not know exactly what causes the serious wounds that show up on xylazine users. The Inquirer reported in 2022, it's possible that the effects on the vascular system make wounds quicker to open and slower to heal. Unfortunately, Coyle was right about that. All right, so that's interesting. Yeah, if anybody looked at the potential border bill, that was a Republican dream. So we've got work to do for sure. Secret Service was told police could not watch building used by Trump rally. The district attorney in Butler County said the Secret Service was informed that the local police department did not have manpower to assist with securing that building. Local police alerted the Secret Service before former President Trump's rally on Saturday that they lacked the resources to station a patrol car outside a key building where gunman later positioned himself and shot at Trump. Richard Goldinger, the district attorney in Butler County, said the Secret Service was informed that the local police department did not have the manpower to assist with securing that building. Goldinger's account was confirmed by a Secret Service official briefed on the incident, who spoke on the conditions of anonymity to be candid about a sensitive ongoing investigation. You shouldn't be talking about an ongoing investigation. The Secret Service official confirmed that positioning an officer outside the building was considered one of the ways to protect against the risk that the agency prepares for at all events, that a shooter on high ground has a clear line of sight on the president or other senior officials being protected. The building, owned by AGR International, was just outside the security perimeter for Saturday's rally. Authorities from a number of jurisdictions were on the ground Saturday, and officials are still determining how the building was guarded and how the 20-year-old gunman reached the roof. But the warning from local law enforcement was of insufficient manpower adds to the questions about whether there was adequate security for the high-stakes presidential campaign visit. He used an AR-style rifle. Okay. Oh, here's the thing. I also read the Channel 4 thing. I know, we should actually recall this, right? The officials, let me finish this. The officials speaking on the condition of anonymity to discuss an ongoing investigation also said a remote trigger device was found on the roof with Crooks after he was shot. The FBI had previously said that rudimentary suspicious devices were found in Crooks' vehicle near the shooting site and at the home where he lived with his parents. Authorities are still trying to determine blah, blah, blah. The proposal to station a patrol car and officer outside the AGR International Building complex had been part of the Secret Service's plan for securing this prominent structure, which had an expansive roof with an unobstructed view of the rally stage less than 150 yards away, where Trump would later stand, the Secret Service official told the Washington Post. Federal authorities have launched a growing number of investigations. But wait, what? The proposal to station a patrol car and officer outside the AGR International had been part of the Secret Service's advanced planning, which had an expansive roof. Okay. Federal authority. Okay. Wait, you didn't finish that thought. Who called them off? How many thieves in NJ now kicking themselves for not robbing Menendez, right? Gold bar boy. Is it called crocodile? I don't know. I didn't know that. Anyway, that's interesting. Okay. FBI on Wednesday. Oh, so they're having a briefing they had a briefing yesterday. Next week, lack of transparency. There's no more details. It's the same stuff we read. crooks climbed onto the roof of the AGR International Building and fired shots at Trump before a Secret Service sniper killed Crooks. The Post has reported that local police snipers were inside the building complex as the gunman opened fire, and that bystanders at the rally alerted local police that they had spotted a man climbing onto the roof. The Secret Service was responsible for the overall security plan, but Cheadle said in an interview that the agency relied on local law enforcement in areas outside the security perimeter, including the building where the shooter was. She also said they made the decision to keep officers off the sloped roof because the incline presented a safety issue. The decision was made to secure the building from the inside, Cheadle said. Secret Service counter-sniper teams may have initially been unable to spot the shooter as he crawled up the roof because of its slanted sides, as well as trees in the area, the Post has reported. Okay, we need a happy story to kind of wrap up the news portion of this program. Hold on. Let's find something different to read. Something funner. Arts and entertainment. Is there something good? Womp womp. Do we have any good? Oh, is there any good food stories? Let's look at foods. Oh, I am so sorry. This freaking screen is so hard to see. I am so sorry. Forgive me for making that so difficult to see. I did not mean to do that. Oh my God. Okay, listen, can I tell you, I really am a little obsessed with cake decorating right now. I know. A case of the cobbler's barefoot children. We will never have an investigation of a national issue again. The guy's parents are both counselors and didn't notice anything. Well, they're also, okay, so here, oh, this is the story I wanted to. Hold on, everybody. What was I going to say? What? Okay. What was the channel for? On the way down. Sorry. No, that's not the one. It's farther down. Okay. So I read this yesterday finally because I've been meaning to read it. So this is channel 4, which I think this is Australian, maybe? ITN? No, UK. Sorry. Forgive me. GT Conway status. Oh, Carla, you're so smart. You know how to do it. Do it to it. Okay, so let me just kind of close the loop on this story. Okay. There we go. All right. So the story from on the 15th of July revealed Trump campaign secret data. Okay, so it sounds like that's a little clickbaity. So don't freak out. It is that's true. It is the UK that has it. My comments not showing message service not available this time. Really? I don't know what's going on there. Crazy badge. All right. So the title's clickbait. Okay. But I do want to kind of put a bow on this one a little bit. Okay, the owner of the rifle used to shoot at Donald Trump had been identified by the former president's campaign as a strong Republican. Okay, so here's the bottom line of what this means. Both the parents of Thomas Crooks they found the Crooks family in a database in 2016. The Trump campaign built a database profiling millions of voters in key battleground states. We all know that, right? Cambridge Analytica, right? Including, oddly enough, the family of this kid. So not only did the family of this kid end up, and this is just a coincidence. This isn't, I don't think there's any conspiracy about this whatsoever. Let me just be real clear about this right now. But I think it is a fascinating example of how data exists in the world. So, what the database? Okay, so let me see. I read this last night, and I want to just get to the part where it really says the bottom line. So it's emerged that the AR-15 style rifle he used was legally purchased by his father, Matthew. The family's cooperating with the authorities. And the FBI also said it recovered explosive devices in the car used by Crooks, was parked near the scene, and a second suspicious device in the family home. I do kind of wonder if the plan was to, create a distraction with blowing up his car after the fact because he had the transmitter up on the roof. I don't know, but I'm just wondering. There's no suggestion that any member of the Crooks family had knowledge of the assassination attempt or that they permitted the illegal use of weapons by him. But here we go. Trump's 2016 presidential campaign database obtained by Lolo lists the assailant's parents, Matthew and his wife Mary, as living at a residence in the borough of Bethel Park. They were among 6.7 million people in the swing state of Pennsylvania profiled for their likely ownership of firearms. Both scored highly, with Crook's father, Matthew, given particularly high scores. Data scientists can analyze relatively small original data sets to determine the characteristics that would make someone likely, for example, to be a gun owner. Using machine learning, they can generate models that match those characteristics across the population, assigning individuals a likelihood score. The gun-related profiles which appear in the 2016 Trump campaign database range between 0, meaning no likelihood, and 1, a certainty. Matthew Crooks scored highly, this is the dad, across a range of gun-related models, including 0.99 for the likelihood of returning a warranty card for a firearms purchase, 0.95 for pursuing hunting sports, and 0.94 for the likelihood of shopping at a hunting retailer. Overall, out of more than 19,000 people in Bethel Park, Matthew Crooks was among the top 20 highest-scoring individuals. In total, the data technique was deployed in 10 swing states, scoring a total of around 50 million individuals to find voters who could be susceptible to political messages about gun rights, a bedrock issue in all of Donald Trump's blah. Of course, such models are not necessarily accurate, may not reflect the Crooks family actual views or the gun ownership at that time. So I think while I don't think there's any kind of conspiracy. I don't think there's a huge conspiracy necessarily. No.
This is the most important election of our lifetimes, and I'm sorry to say the most important issue in that election isn't being addressed. Donald Trump has never been right in the head. We've all seen videos of Trump slurring words.
Anonymous, really anonymous.
And then they announced there was no buys no.
A beautiful criminal United States.
And rambling nonsensically about sharks and electrocution.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark? Or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time.
Hannibal Lecter.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Donald Trump's problem is he's just nuts. I'll let others who know him explain.
He's a populist authoritarian narcissist.
He is a consummate narcissist.
Governor Chris Sununu called Trump crazy, but
adding, I don't think he's so crazy he should be in a mental institution, but if he were in one, he ain't getting out.
And he goes and he starts to say these wacky things. That's what scares everybody about him.
Our country can't be a therapy session for a troubled man like this.
John Kelly sought guidance from a book in which 27 mental health professionals warned that Donald Trump was psychologically unfit.
This man is a pathological liar, a narcissist at a level I don't think this country's ever seen.
Trump is not simply eccentric or odd in a good way. He's unwell, mentally unwell, in a dangerous way. He is indeed a pathological narcissist on a level we have never before seen. He's a malignant narcissist who is also a sociopath or psychopath. What these terms mean is that Trump is a man who cares about nothing but himself. Not you, not the country, not the laws and constitution that a president swears to faithfully execute. And it also means that Trump is a pathological liar and that he lacks any moral conscience or capacity for remorse. These are the psychological characteristics of dangerous cult leaders and dictators. They shouldn't be the traits of an American president. Now, you haven't heard any of this discussed very much in the media. And that's because too many people are afraid of talking about mental health issues, particularly Donald Trump's. And that's the problem we're here to address. To understand Donald Trump, why he's unfit for office, and why he's a danger to the republic, you have to understand his psychological disorders. Trump's malignant narcissism explains everything about him. It explains his pathological lying.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
His misogyny.
Grab him by the pussy.
His racism.
You had very fine people.
News will not replace us!
On both sides.
His authoritarianism. His endless quests for vengeance. His love for dictators. It may even explain his recent praise of Hannibal Lecter. It certainly accounts for his criminality. 4 indictments on 88 counts in 4 courts, and a conviction in one of those courts on 34 counts. 34. All of this is why I'm pleased to announce the formation of the Anti-Psychopath Political Action Committee, or Anti-Psycho-PAC for short. I'm putting my own money behind this PAC. $343,434.34 to be exact, and we'll be raising a lot more. We're going to use those resources to educate the American public about Trump's psychological unfitness for office. With the help of mental health professionals, we're going to explain how his condition poses a grave danger to our country. We hope you join us. Join us in learning about the dangers of Donald Trump's derangement. Join us in spreading the word. Join us by contributing, to pick a number, $34, or less if you like, or more if you can. Join us and spread the word. This country is too wonderful and important to be turned back over to a madman. Learn more at psychopac.org.
I love the name, Psychopac. That I love. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my God. Thank you for sharing that. Anti-psychopath. I'm going to follow it. That's funny. I don't like George. He and I I don't fuck with George. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. That's a good way. That's actually a really good point to stop that part. Hold on, let me get my campfire back. I like campfires. I do. I like campfires. How about you? Okay, here we go. It is the UK. Okay. Saw fun take. The Trump administration has made a list of gun owners they've been so scared of liberals making for 50 years. Hello. Good point. Oh, it's on live chat, not on your screen. Oh. I'm taking a screen. Yeah, do take a screenshot. Why do you buy your kid an AR type rifle? Well, I don't think he bought it for the kid. I think he bought it, Grace. I'm not sure about that, but I think so. Natural MAGA loyalty. Yeah, it was the dad's firearm. So you don't have to understand malignant narcissism clinically to view Trump's menace. I agree. I mean, I think we can, yeah. But you know what? Hey, crack on, George. Spend that money, girl. Spend that fucking money. I love it. You need a link for the Anti-Psychopath PAC? I think it's psychopac.org. That's pretty funny. Okay, I'm sorry. That's pretty funny. I think it's good. Otherwise, hard to find anyone using that Cambridge Analytica story well. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think 100% what Pepper said. Wait. The name is fantastic. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Oomph. Thank you so much. Oomph dropped the link for the pack in there. So you want to take a look at it? I want to know why the father called the police after he heard about the shooting to see if it was his son. That tells me everything I need to know. You know, here's the thing. You know, like, can you imagine that, yes, you know what's going on with your child, and I don't know, I kind of feel for all the families when it comes to something like this, because that's your child. Like, I can't even imagine having a moment where my child has taken someone's life, or, you know what I mean? I cannot even fathom what my reactions would be in that setting. You're going to donate $34.34. Awesome, Kathy. I might do that myself at a certain point when I get paid. That's so great. I think that's great. I think it's great. Conway dated Laura Ingraham. Why does everybody get with Laura Ingraham? Does she have like magic pussy or something like that? What is the deal with Laura Ingraham and every other chud that wants to chicka pow pow? I don't get it. I know. Ooh. Same. Laura Ingraham boinked Dinesh D'Souza. Yuck. I mean, I would like to have a date. I am not going to settle for a Dinesh D'Souza or George Conway, for that matter. I just can't imagine. But I don't know. Okay, so actually, I got to find out when the frickin' thing is starting today. Hold on. When is it starting today? Wow, 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 wow. Do 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 do. Bump. Hold on, please. Hold on, darlings. Hold on, my darling friends. Who buys their trouble? I don't think he bought it. He didn't buy it for him. It was the dad's gun. So it wasn't, he didn't buy it for the kid. But at the same time, when you have guns around kids, I think there's really a whole other level of like care and thoughtfulness you have to have, I would imagine. You know what I mean? Like, you have to know what is happening with your guns. If you have that many guns, you need to know what's happening. Like, I think that's one of the issues, is that gun ownership is not responsible. Not a shut shaker. Get a girl, get a girl, get a girl, get a girl. Oh yeah, I'm digging on. You get down with your bad self, okay? Get down with your bad self. Yeah, a licensed counselor. That's a really good point. Parents that have a lot of guns around a troubled child. Oh, my parents got rid of Pop's rifle when elementary-aged I began to show an interest in it. That's some smart fucking parenting. All right, let's see when this shit show starts today. Hold on. What's going on, people? Why aren't you telling us what you want to... When are you gonna go on? Trump family shines at RNC. Some of the dumbest headlines. Okay. Oh, I guess conventions. Here we go. These are all like weird things. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, that's day 3. Where's day 4? Come on. Nobody has a placeholder for day 4 yet? What's the problem? Okay, fine. I'll try something else. RNC schedule. Okay, let's see. Day 4. Okay, former President Donald Trump's poised to formally accept the nomination. 4th final day. Day 4 of the convention centers around the theme, Make America Great Once Again, MAGOA. The week kicked off. Okay, that's not it. The former president, yep. Come on. Oh, what's on agenda for day 4 of the Republican National Convention? The big ticket item to close out on the day 4 is Trump's speech. That's it. The theme for the last day is Magoa. Okay. 3:45. Okay. All right. Okay. So I will be back today. Think you went to a Jesus camp once? Far from interesting. I would imagine there are a lot of like camps, like, summer camp type things up in that area. Western Pennsylvania. That makes sense. Gonna guess Christian oriented. Let's see. I'm curious about what kind of counselors those people are. Yeah, I don't know. But they've been, they definitely have been on the Republican radar for quite some time, it sounds like. I think we can pretty securely say they are likely of the Republican persuasion. Bobo went to church summer camp, and I literally picked her up within 2 days. She's like, I can't do this, please. And I was like despondent. She was so sad, and I went and got her. But she went to a church summer camp because I sang in the choir at the church, and it was like, oh, okay, well, we'll try that. I know. I so appreciate my parents' complete disinterest in religion now. The thing is that my mom was a devout Catholic, except for the gay marriage because her brother was gay, and abortion because she believed in a woman's right to choose. She was a devout Catholic. I mean, like this woman was very smart, college educated, advanced degree in nursing, right? So she was not stupid, but she thought, I remember sitting in a car with her once and we were talking, and she basically kind of admitted that she grew up at least believing in creationism, right? Because of course, that's a tenet of the Catholic religion, obviously, Christianity. Even though she didn't reject science, she was able to also say that she was pretty fully committed to the creationist idea. So I really understand. But we were never raised in that type of Christianity. You know what I mean? Like that was rejected in our household. So I don't know. Yeah. So I feel like, because we had a lot of conversations about religion and faith and what she believed and how she grew up and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, in the 70s. So I totally, I can see where, it's still kind of like a fantasy land, but she was able to believe in those things and then also not reject, science or to embrace the things that Catholicism maybe were telling her not to embrace. So I had nuns for teachers. They believed in right to choose free will. Yeah, I think that I think Catholic, I don't know. That's what I grew up around. I didn't grow up around more evangelical type religion, more on the kind of like, and then we left the church when I was very young because of the Vietnam War. So I didn't really grow up going to Catholic church. I went to Catholic church a little bit, but then we really didn't go much after that, which made my mom incredibly sad. That was a big part of her social network. She was president of the Ladies Guild. She really was doing things in the church. And so it was a huge loss for her to be kind of kicked out, frankly. So we would have nuns and priests over for dinner. A Catholic priest was the first to hypothesize the Big Bang. He saw the expansion through the telescope. What, Kathy? That's so cool. That is so cool. 70% of American Catholics believe there should be access to abortion. The Big Bang's an op. Maybe. I wasn't there. I'm old, but I'm not that old. But I'm bumped. Wait. You're so old. You are the Big Bang. You operationalize the Big Bang. Anyway, all right. So I am going to go now. And I really thank you so much for coming this morning. I really appreciate it. I hope it was interesting and maybe got your day going in a good direction. Well, obviously it doesn't influence the way your day goes, but you know what I mean. Sets the stage. And please come back. I'll be live at 3:45 Pacific, 6:45 Eastern, everything in between outside of that. And we're gonna make some good fun of people tonight, people. Come on, get ready. Get ready. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do. So I will definitely see you later. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Ooh. And I will see you later. All right. Be good. Peace out. Peace.